This Saturday, Jackson State versus Mississippi Valley State at the Vet. It gets no better than that. But here's a challenge for JSU. In their quest of dominance, there's a few things that they have to get rectified. The first is establishing dominance. Since there's a lot of pundits and talking heads who are not giving the respect to JSU, to their coaches or players, the best thing to send a message is to dominate for 4 quarters and leave no doubt. As for Mississippi Valley State, they have a new quarterback now. This change should have been made a while ago, in my opinion. But with a new signal caller, would this be hope for Valley? And I'll chime in. What's good, everyone? This is RawTruth Media, giving you the raw content that you deservedly need. Please like and share this video if you could. Mississippi Valley versus Jackson State at the Vet. I know for a fact that JSU is going to represent, and the fan base is going to be turned up. Make sure, and I'm going to put this out there, shout out to Ken Clark, because he talked about this on his channel. In these noon kickoff games, make sure you prepare before the game. Sunscreen, ample amount of water. Shoot, even pickle juice, which will prevent cramping, especially those pesky leg cramps in the heat. Those things are so important. It's not talked about enough, but it has to be. You have to prepare yourself for the heat, especially at new time in the deep south. It's no joke. And if I didn't drink more than 8 bottles of water, I don't know what I would have done. I probably would have passed out as well. So remember, before the game, make sure you're hydrated and eating the proper things before the game. I just wanted to point that out. But this will be the preview of Mississippi Valley State versus Jackson State. Now, for Mississippi Valley State, they have a new quarterback. He can run. His name is Jamari Jones, one of the top JUCO quarterbacks in the country. And in a game against Delta State, he completed 17 out of his 25 passes. Not bad. 7.3 yards per pass. Had 1 touchdown, no interceptions. That's very important. Had 39 yards rushing. And throughout the SWAC season, you're going to see more of Jones's running ability. Again, they were losing really bad. That score 28-17 against Delta looks a lot better than what the actual game was. It wasn't even close. Caleb Johnson had 70 yards in that game, a touchdown. He's their engine. Valley goes as far as Caleb Johnson takes him. He's that good. And if Valley just had an offense that was consistent, that can get the ball to the playmakers like Rankin, Ja'Cory Rankin, he should be one of the top receivers in the SWAC. But due to an inept offense, he's not going to have the numbers. But talent is talent. I see the talent that he has. Hopefully, throughout the season, Jones can unlock some of Rankin's potential. Having a good running ability to extend pass plays helps. But when you play against Jackson State's vaunted defense, they're going to send the blitz, and you don't know where it's going to come from. And I'm sure that the defensive coaching staff is working very hard to correct the wrongs that they had against Grambling State. One thing about Jackson State, when they give up more points than they should, or if a game was closer than what it should be, they usually correct it the next game. They have shown that ability. Now to JSU. Before you go on your bye week, the message should be take care of business. If you want to have fun the whole week after, you can do that if you win against Mississippi State and if you win the way you should win. Now, since Coach Prime is cool with Coach Dancy, JSU fans respect Coach Dancy. Coach Dancy used to play at Jackson State. He's loved at Jackson State. I don't see them, running up the score or trying to egg it on. I really don't see that. But, I'm saying, if the game's in the 50s, that's, in my opinion, that wouldn't be running up the score. Here's why. And I know people are going to be like, oh, DJ, you just talking. But if Jackson State can score 66 points on Grambling State, who has talent, they're still learning the ins and outs of Coach Hugh Jackson's system. Give it time. But they have speed, they have talent, they have athletes. If they can do that to them, they could do a lot more against Valley. And no disrespect at all. So if the score was, let's say, 55-3, I think Jackson State would handle business. Valley just playing a team that's just rolling. Because you all have seen it when Jackson State is clicking and they're playing their game, it's hard to stop them. I expect Dallas Daniels to continue his streak of getting a lot of receptions. He's just a playmaker. He has become the king of the yak, yards after catch in the SWAC. And you could give him a hitch route throw or a bubble route. He's going to turn a 2-yard route into a 20-yard gain. Also, Savion Wilkinson, keep giving him the rock. I expect JSU to do that. Good things happen when you give Savion the ball. Now, on the defensive side of Valley, Ronnie Thomas is no joke. He leads the SWAC. He's tops in the FCS in sacks and tackles for loss. Be on the lookout for him. Now, the offensive line at JSU, you want to make it to the pros, you got to show up against him. If a scout, a coach, or a talent executive were to say, what does Valley have that stands out? They will say their defensive line. And Ronnie Thomas is that guy. You got to be on pins and needles. You got to double him, chip him with a running back, do something, because if you don't, he's going to cause havoc. And Shadir, what I want to see him doing is continue to get better at holding the ball. Don't have that ball out, chicken winging it. That's what coaches call it. Hold the ball. I know his coaches are working with him on that ball security like nonstop, but it has to get better. That's one of Shadir's few weaknesses. He gets that fixed, look out. For the JSU defense, I expect them to be motivated. Giving up really 17 points because the other touchdown was the garbage time touchdown. But giving up 17 points, most of it because of turnovers. But even still, they take pride in not having points on that board, even if it's bad field position. Expect them to come out with pins and needles and to wreck shop. Again, when you have brothers like Aubrey Miller, Niles Gaddy, and company, the list goes on. I'll have all day listening to all the defensive players, the impact players, Cameron Selman, Craig, and many more. And this is without Travis Hunter playing. Speaking of Travis Hunter, I expect him to come back probably the Campbell game. Or it could be Alabama State. We'll see. But I think the coaching staff is being smart. I think that they want Travis 100% healthy so he can play both sides. So be on the lookout for that. But back to the defense. As well as the defense has been playing, I know that there's a level they can go to. And that's the scary good part about this JSU team. Niles Gaddy is a monster. I told y'all about him. Aubrey Miller, like I mentioned earlier, is the leader of the defense. And when you have that going on, and when you have players playing together, not having an ego, not having jealousy, great things happen. That's what you see from this team. But I'll leave by saying, JSU, you know what to do. You have a bye week after that game against Valley. Handle your business, and you can do whatever you want. You can have fun, relax. If you handle your business, you can finally have a break. That will cause a sense of urgency that I'm expecting. But this is Raw Truth Media, giving you the raw content that you deserve to need. Peace and blessings, and I'm out.